What's up, guys? It's Ernest with Ready D Cards and Collectibles. I'm here with my friend Jonathan, who just got first place playing Eustass, green. So, yeah, let's get into your list, man.
Alright, so first of all, the leader, obviously, Eustass kid, pay 3, pitch a card, restand him. Super good into the late game when you don't really have a board, so that way you can just swing twice and get either blockers or life out. And then, as for the battle cards, we have 3 of the Land of Wano searchers. This guy, I only have him as a 3 instead of a 4 because you can whiff a lot on this guy. I actually whiffed a couple times on my games where I just looked at the top 5 and there was no Wano, so he's kind of hit or miss. I might reduce him. Okay. Next, 4 more searchers. You got Jewelry. She's the main searcher. Pay 1, pay, tap, search top 5 for any supernovas. Most of the deck supernovas, so that's pretty much what you're going to be finding. And then we got 4 of Capone. Blockers are pivotal on this deck because you want to kind of stall out to the late game because that's where your deck really shines, just playing those big monsters that can't be removed. This guy's just a good 1 energy blocker, definitely a 4 of. Next, we got 3 of the Neko Mamushi. This guy's really good against your opponents with their blockers. So say they play a cheap blocker or you're in the mirror match, they're playing like their killer or something like that. You just play this down, rest it, and then you swing over it. Or if you have Basil, which I do in mine, it allows you to rest their blocker, attack it, restand your Basil, kill their blocker, and then swing at their leader. So you get some extra value out of that.
Okay.
And then going into some 2Ks, Apu, run 4. He's a 2K searchable off of the Jewelry. There's no reason to really play him. He's just there for the extra 2K combo. Super good card. Then we got 4 of our killer, the blocker. This guy is a 1K counter, which is really nice. And then on block, if you have 3 or more characters and a Don under him, when he blocks, you draw a card. So replacing cards is very important in the deck because this game isn't like others where you draw a lot. Like for instance, Dragon Ball, where you have a huge hand. This game is all about resource management and making sure that you have more than your opponent. So this guy's really good for that.
Makes sense.
And then this guy right here, anti-red card. You go against Red Zoro, you pay 3, play this man, kill their fucking, oops, sorry. Kill their 3-drop 5K Zoro, or you kill their Sanji with this guy. It's super easy to use against them, and if they hit it off of your life, you can play it, and then it's a free play, kill their guy. It's super good in that matchup. Otherwise, it's kind of like a meh play. But that's why he has counter power. For the 2K Izo, this card's multi-use, it's a 2K combo, and it's also a rester. So once again, your opponent's playing cards that you want to get rid of. Like let's say they have a 4-drop that's really annoying, you can rest it and then swing into it. And you're going to have a lot of big attacks in this deck because that's really all you're swinging with, is either your leader, really strong, or one of your big guys, one of your big Eustass kids. 3 of this chick. A lot of people are running 4 in their list. I don't really like her that much. She's good, but against like Kaido and any other deck, like for instance Killer, if you go against the mirror, they can just rest her and then kill her on her, and then she's dead and doesn't do anything. She is a 3 for 5 though, and she rests a blocker or any other 5 or less when she attacks, as long as you have a Dawn on her. So it's not terrible. It's just she doesn't have combo power and she's easily removed, so it's really not the best.
Okay.
And then 2 of Beepo. I kind of put these guys in last minute. He's cool. He does have some nice power and some nice effects when you actually play him, because he allows you to play a Heart Pirate when he's attacking. But past that, he's just another 2K combo. So I run 10 2Ks, which allows for a lot of comboing out and a lot of defensive plays. And then 2 of the X-Drake. This is for the bigger guys. So I run 2 Killer and 2 X-Drake. These guys are just for your larger men that you're trying to get rid of without committing resources to. And plus he's a 5 for 6 and he has counter power, which is always important in this game. So you play him, he's hard to remove, and then he kills something.
Alright.
MVP of the deck, 100% play 3 or 4 of this man. This guy is busted in every sense of the word.
Basil Hawkins.
Yeah, he's a 5-drop. He doesn't have counter power, but that's okay because he's a 5 for 6. He's hard to remove. The only decks that easily remove him is purple and blue, and even then they have to spend their higher cost cards to do it. So a lot of the times they're spending their turn dealing with this, even though you just spent your turn and then some playing it. And if they don't get rid of it, and it's basically just a 6k dual attacker that's becoming a 7k most of the time. A lot of the times they'll either just not block at all and you get a free swing into their leader, or they do block and then you get 2 swings, removing a blocker as well. So super good card, probably will bump up to 4.
Okay.
This is just a little crazy. So this guy right here is supposed to be this guy, but I didn't have another one, so I just ran one of each. Super cool tech. This guy at least allows you to restand your Basil, so you can get 3 attacks in with him at some point, which I did do. And then this guy also has combo power, and he does not.
This guy looks like Gene from Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, he does. I didn't even think about that. This guy, I mean, they're basically the same, right? They're both 5 for 6, and they just do a little bit of different stuff. So this one has blocker and on play. So he allows you to bounce back any of your characters, so you can remove anything from the field, even though if it's already attacked. And then you can play something down. So like you can play one of your characters that rests a card, or one of your characters that kills a card. For instance, you could play Killer off of this guy, and then so you attack with a card, bounce it back, and then play Killer and kill one of their cards without even doing anything to it. So that's really useful. Plus he's a blocker. Blocker is very important in this deck, because like I said, you're trying to stall out. 2 of the secret, 2 Yamatos. I've seen some other lists running like 1 or none. She's not terrible. I didn't really get to play her. It's just like, she's a 5, so it's kind of weird, and she's a 5 for 5, so not bad. She is double strike banish, or double strike crit in Dragon Ball terms. So they have to remove this. If they don't, they're going to be taking a lot of damage, and it's not going to be good. So a lot of the time it's like an instant remove target, but it's also kind of good because it's like if you don't use it, it's still 1000 counter power. So it's not a bad idea to have multiple just in case. Next, we got 2 Eustass kids, the 7-drop. I like this guy, he's pretty good. Only removable by the 10-drop Kaido or the 9-drop Don Quixote in blue, and that just bounces it back to your hand, I'm pretty sure. So I mean, it's not easily removed, and it's a attacker, and he restands at the end of the turn if you have a Don under him, so he's an attacker and a blocker, which is really strong. And a lot of the time people just can't remove this, and then they just lose because of the value it generates. Next, 2 of the 8-drop Eustass kid. This guy is cracked. He got an errata to say that you can only attack him if he's rested with Don under him.
Already?
Yeah, it got errated with Nami, which also got changed from characters to cards. So this guy, all you gotta do is you just play him for 8, attach a Don to him, and then you rest him, and then it allows you to, when you rest him off of his ability, you can play a character that's 3 or less, and then, so you can play anything. Same with like the Law. He does the same thing basically, except he's bigger and harder to remove. Because you basically play him. The only thing to my knowledge that gets rid of this without attacking it is the 10-drop Kaido that just wipes the field. And I mean, if they do that, you're plus, because most of the time they'll have a bigger field than you. So he's really strong, especially since his activate main allows you to rest him immediately, so you don't have to wait for him to attack. You instantly get the effect. And even if they don't clear the board with that Kaido, they're swinging into it. So if you have just a little bit of protection for him, like a blocker or even just some combo power, they're gonna waste their whole turn attacking this, not kill it, and then you get to swing a 9k into them. So it's super good. And then event cards, super simplistic. I run 2 Paradise Waterfall because this card's cracked. 1 energy, give your blocker 2k and then restand him. And then you can block twice basically. Other than that, the trigger's okay. It's not bad. The problem is there's not a lot of characters that people are playing that are cost 4 or less that really matter most of the time. And a lot of people are smart enough to where they'll attack with what they have first and then they'll play their stuff. So if you have opponents that are doing that, then it's kind of hard to really effectively use the trigger. But the counter ability is amazing. But I definitely want to run more like 2 or 3.
Okay.
And then finally, 2 Punk Gibson. This card, I don't know. I'm testing it out at 2. We're going to see whether I like this or Repel better. Because Repel allows you to restand an energy, so you can do like Repel into a Paradise Waterfall. So it gives you kind of more value. But this guy allows you to, like I said, it allows you to rest one of your opponent's 4 or lesses. So say you combo out of an attack with this, and then you rest the blocker that they played. The only problem with that is, like I said, if they're smart, they play their stuff after they attack. So most of the time, you're probably not going to get to rest anything useful.
Okay.
And then that's pretty much the list. There are some things that I would change about it once I get the cards, but past that, it's just experimenting and playing.
What are some of the changes you would make?
So, like I said, I would probably change the Punk Gibson a little bit, maybe change the ratios, maybe change it to a repel. And then the laws, I would probably, so right now I have 1-1, I would probably increase to the blocker law to 3. And then maybe add a couple more 2Ks, because I did have one game where I had like no counter power in my hand, so that was kind of risky, but I was able to pull it out. So
Okay, cool, man. You got any shout-outs or final thoughts?
Obviously, shout out to Rated E for letting me do this and letting me play.
Thank you, man.
These guys always support me in my crazy shenanigans and always let me buy a crap ton of products. So, yeah, definitely shout out to them. Shout out to the guys over there that play with me and endure me.
A shout out to the Super Squad.
Hell yeah. Yeah,
all right, man. Well, we appreciate the informative deck profile. I'm sure people will definitely learn some things watching this deck profile. So, yeah, congrats, man. Thanks for the list.
Thank you.